today we do it better.
Yeah!
But if we think of the movie Back to the Future, let's try to do it that way today. Let's connect the past with the future. Lines are important. Linear is important. We line up by our belt numbers. We line up by our rank. If I were to take my belt off, which I won't, it would be a line with a beginning and an end. When I put it on my waist, it becomes a circle. Okay? And that's what we are here today. We want to connect the past with the future and make that circle, not that line. Line is invaluable. That circle is more valuable. Make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So a circle has no defined beginning or end. It is connected. If you are a black belt, you are part of the never-ending, unbroken circle of this school. It does not matter when you train or even your black belt number. All black belts who came through this school contributed to its story and are therefore a part of it. It would have been easy for us to line up 100 students. We don't do things easy, right? Black belts choose to do things that are challenges, things that make us stronger. Black belts strengthen the school and keep the circle and process going. And yet, at the end of the day, when I take this belt off and I hang it on the rack, it once again has a beginning and an end. Right? It becomes that line again. For this school, the beginning is Putnam Bogdanski. I gave a great deal of thought of how to help you celebrate this day, and in the end, decided no plaque or gift would be more meaningful than helping you try to achieve one of your goals to dress 100 black belts. What you see before you is your award. I hope you see this as a testament to your courage, perseverance, your teaching, and your passion for sharing Tang Soo Do. Knowing that you created the original path, the original line for people to achieve their black belt is an outstanding and monumental achievement. Even more so because we know that in the process, that quest for black belt, some became better people, healthier people. It influenced their life. It connected them to their children, introduced them to their spouses, taught them to have courage if needed, and to defend themselves or others, to have goals and to know how to achieve them. These life skills transcend the belt and transform the lives of people. It is fitting then to see black belts here who began as part of Mike Bogdanski's martial arts center connect with the black belts of Quest, to see the line become a circle, and to see and understand the history as both valuable timeline that begins with you, but continues through us and circles back to you here today. Martial arts, if done correctly, honors the past in this present moment by creating a better future. Let's make that happen today. Come soon.
Let's have a history lesson for a minute. Right? So, 1969, I get bullied and beat up. See an advertisement for karate. Beg my mother to let me go. And martial arts saved my life because the bullying had a tragic, terrible effect on me. And so, who knew years later, if you were a black belt, it was a mysterious thing. And so, went on to, and probably, even though I've had a lot of different teachers over the years, my early 5 years of karate, I think back to those early 5 years as my foundation of martial arts. And so, I have a million stories. I'm going to try to write them in the blog because I really want you guys to have this information. But one day, somebody asked me when we were teaching, I was doing karate, he said, on my own, in my garage, I'd go back to Central, I went, other karate schools, we were vagabonds. We went, and then one day someone says, we're losing, why don't you teach karate? I said, okay, I'll go to Nichols College, I'll teach 2 semesters, I'll have the summer off. So I did there the year, and then someone had called me and said, we're losing our teacher, why don't you come teach? And so I started teaching there 2 nights a week. And so, if some of the people are, so I'm breaking it down into eras. And so, my early era was my garage do. And so we trained in my garage, in my driveway. It was winter, we went out in the garage. In summer, we went out to, come on up here, Mr. Gordon, come on, get up here. So we had all these transitions. And so, really, starting at Cornelia, so if you're a Cornelia generation person, you can raise your hand. So these guys, Cornelia generation. All right, and so you guys early on, I like to think back like the 60s, 70s, that was like caveman style karate. And now I look back and go, I wish I had me as a teacher back then. Because a lot of stuff we just kind of learned as I went, had to be self-taught. Then we had this idea, Master Best is changing. We've been friends since we're 18 years old. He's going to be out here in a minute. He came to support us, of course. we're at Koinonia, and this is what the deal was. You paid $4 for a class. You got a ticket, you handed it in, I got paid $1 for every student that came. One day we had a graduation, and he said, well, we're not paying you, you didn't teach. I go, you got the money, give me my $1. And so I called Master Best, I said, I'm really upset. He goes, start your own place. And I had never even thought about it, and I said, I had this entrepreneurial fit. You go, start my own school. I'm on it. My friend Al finds me in the building downtown. My father comes up, he was a retired carpenter. 6 months later, we opened the karate school. It was actually January. Started in 1978, January 1988. I remember having, Kelly Snow was, her nickname was Killer, you remember Kelly Snow. So it was like January 20th. We worked out the first 3 weeks there with no heat in January. Because the plumber came 2 hours every night to do a new heating system, and I told Koinonia I'd be out November 1st. December 1st, I said, and they were mad that we had 80 students leaving. Said, oh, January 1st we're leaving. I said, go to the bathroom, the water shut off, we're going to train hard, we won't be cold. 3 weeks, if you guys remember that. No heat. We were tough, we didn't care. So we trained, so we're down there, and then little by little do we know that we were going to outgrow that facility. We outgrew it fast. Went to, we had reached 100 students, 150 students, 200 students, and so some of you guys are of the Main Street generation. How many people are Main Street people? So a lot of you guys started down there. And so, and that was the time, and so, and I don't want to go, I have a lot of stuff to talk about, but that's when we created the Delta program. So I had Airborne,
Sir.
And John Ryan said, I can't teach these classes all by myself because I didn't know how to teach big groups. So I said, you guys are my new assistant instructors. We created the Delta program. Those guys helped build the program up. And so, we went through a lot of street. Then we have the Railroad Street generation. How many people are Railroad Street generation here? Raise your hand. So some people have been through all three. Mrs. C, Mrs. C probably the only one still coming and doing some training. So we have the Railroad Street generation. We came up, Master Duethorn and I came up and looked at it. We watched in the deep snow, said, this building's a pit, we can never do it. 4 or 5 months later, we come back with some of the black belts, Mr. May. Where's Mr. May? Mr. May, he goes, I'm an architect. I'll make this place spiffy. Comes back, all of a sudden like this, he goes, well, do this, and this. I go, that looks good. We'll come back again, we see it in the daylight, we go, all right. Because when we came here, it was dirty, it was a warehouse, there was one bulb in the whole place. There you go. Mr. May says, we have a vision. We're going to take this karate school to the next level. And so, we're there. So, and then somewhere along the way, this woman shows up with her 2 young boys and says, I want to enroll my 2 children in karate. But she watches karate like this. and this woman said, Kristin Duethorn, I'm a school teacher, she's got Birkenstocks on. She's the school mom, little did we know. That Rita was her nickname. And so, that was a nexus of the karate school. And so I started in Kyokushin Karate. The teacher transformed it into a group called Kokanyo because he lost the Kyokushin affiliation. And then my teacher moved away and I started training at Central, doing Tangsho, got my black belt under Mr. Chizik. So in the Chizik Federation, there's probably thousands of black belts now. Mr. Chizik reorganized because he wanted to, World Tangsho started to form and Master Shin was his teacher. And so Master Best, come on up. So you guys stand up, face towards.
Yes,
sir. Grandmaster Best, already bow. Give back Grandmaster Best a nice hand for coming today. You guys can have a seat again. So, little segue. So, Grandmaster Best and I went to Mitchell College together, Central together, got our master's degree together, got all our black belt ranks together. I love you, man. Yeah, take a breath in a minute. Go back a little time, huh? So we go through all the ranks. Mr. Chizik reorganizes all the belt systems. Master Best goes to Don number 20, Master Peoples 22. He left room in between. I got 24. 13 original masters. Music Council Foundation. That was us. We ran the shop. We went out here, him, I, Master Karen Harvey. We, in the 80s, you know, I ran to someone a couple of years ago, they go, you guys are like martial arts royalty. because we won everything. We won forms, sparring, weapons, breaking, musical forms. You get out and break dance sometimes. So anyway, so Mr. Zizek, then Mr. Zizek and I had a difference of opinion. We separated, we were solo for a while, and then we got the great opportunity to train with Grandmaster Kim. He's a 9th Dan, he's been in Tong Soo Do 60 plus years. He's a national treasure of Tong Soo Do in the world. We had the great benefit of being his direct student when he's here. We traveled to Korea and went to the historic Tong Soo Do school where Chuck Norris was one of his students. He's got a great Chuck Norris story. If we have time later, I'll tell you. So Master Best and I, we chased the tournament crowd. We wanted points, we wanted ratings. I had the magazines from the 80s when we were, regional New England rated, nationally rated, pictures in all the magazines. We were karate crazy. We couldn't do karate. 2 tournaments a weekend. Saturday Long Island, Sunday Hartford. We were crazy. Then I got to the point where I couldn't even stand going to a tournament. I would go one time, tournament, go, some of the students go, oh, I'll go to Master Volker's tournament. After about 30 minutes, I go, I can't even take it, I have to leave. I was burnt out, couldn't even do it. So let's just focus on the students. So we went just to the traditional Tong Soo Do student tournaments, and that's the culture that we live now because it's respectful, it's courteous, it's kind, and so we want the world to be. So, but it's much as we have traditional roots, we have an eclectic growth, and we've added, the Kali and the grappling. We Master Duethorn and I are blue belts in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so we have that. We expanded our whole curriculum, and she's been absolutely fantastic with her experience to bring the school to the next level, this modern generation. Because we know how organized and how diligent, how thoughtful she is. She's an amazing teacher. And without her, the school would not be what it is today. We professionalize, she does monthly instructor trainings, we're all CPR first aid certified. We don't have to be, we want to be. So in the transition, we went from Mike Bogdanski School of Karate, Mike Bogdanski Martial Arts System, when we started to do more of the ninjutsu system with Professor Vasquez. We've had people competing competitively in kickboxing, grappling tournaments, MMA matches. Her and I competed in a grappling seminar, grappling competition, Naga tournament in Rhode Island. 5 or 6 years ago, we both went and said, we're perpetually learning. We put it online, we went out there and competed, and we both got medals. Then the school, when she decided to come in, it was going to be too long, too lofty. Okay, what's the school name? Mike Bogdanski, Kristin, Duethorn, Martial Arts. That's too long. So we decided that we got together cooperatively and created the Quest name, because we're on a quest to be our best is one of our mottos. So, and then she designed the logo that you see, the modern day patch, still with the philosophy of Korean culture and the leaves and everything on there. So that's her design. In the meantime, just to catch you up, to bring you to the modern age, we have an anti-bully curriculum because we can't teach people to fight back with their fists, got to fight back with their emotional strength. So we have a really good bully program in place. We've done adrenaline stress training, and she's Mr. Salisbury done adrenaline stress with a patented Bullet Man outfit, which is transformational. We've hosted world-class seminars. We've had Bill Wallace, Kristin Vander Rodriguez. Some of the most famous martial arts instructors in the world have been here. Billy Blanks have been here to teach. Master Steve when we both had hair. I have pictures of us with Billy when we all have hair. We've done fundraisers. We did several years of fundraising for DARE. We raised over $50,000 for local DARE programs. We still continue every month to contribute to local charities to be able to give our opportunity. And we still have our annual banquet, which is just a fantastic thing that we bring people together for camaraderie. And if you guys, we have some people who come to the banquet because just they want to be part of what we do still. We have an online university, we have a YouTube presence, we really come into the modern age. But I'll talk a little bit about Master Duethorn. She's a role model. The women population, some classes have more women in it than guys.
Yeah.
Because of Master Duethorn. we train every day. We do something. We still get out, do our kicks, punches, and do our training, and we push each other to be better. But if you see, besides being the senior student in the school, she's 6', and she's become in a Tunksville community national, international champion. Couldn't be prouder of her winning, of course, all those medals to be able to put it on the line. But one of the greatest moments was to be in Wales, United Kingdom. If you see the lineup of 1,200 Tunksville people on the floor, it's an ocean of Tunksville people, and she was a gold medalist and grand champion at that tournament. What a fantastic! And martial arts has been so good to us. We found a passion to get up, because coming to work is never hard. We love coming. We love teaching. It's given us a career, a lifestyle, so many friends, and of course the love of my life. So Linda. So she is so happy to have her. Without karate, I might have met her, but she makes life great every day. Every time I go home after karate, I go, I'm so happy to be home. So happy to have her. Our organizations, our national organization is called the United States Goodwill Tunksville, the emblem there. And Master Duethorn is the chairperson of that group, overseeing thousands of students in schools that are members. And then we're members of the World Tunksville Union, which is that banner with the purple on top. That's our international affiliation based in Korea on the Grandmaster kit. And so now we're going to do a little stuff. Then we got some demonstrations to show you where we've come, and for the people that haven't seen us do karate in a long time, see where the school has grown to. I'd like to show off a little bit.
So before we show off a little bit, we've got something that we'd like to share with you.
Coffee?
I'll get it up.
Thank you.
No problem.
So
Going, Pete.
everyone in this room today could probably quote off the top of their head a saying that you learned in your many years of being here. Sayings such as, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Go to the heart of danger, there you shall find safety. Don't make me get my taser out. Anybody have some that they'd like to share, Mr.
Push-up position!
That's coming.
You don't have to like it, you just have to do it. You don't have to like it, you just have to do it.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah. Anybody have any
Pain
other?
is good.
Pain is good.
5 P's.
5 P's?
Do something.
Do something.
The only easy day was yesterday.
Only easy day was yesterday. See, we all have something. So, in recognition of the wisdom that you have imparted on us,
Have to open it?
we had this little gift made for you. The artwork is courtesy Mrs. Martinez.
Is she here?
Like Christmas.
I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. Bruce Lee, great quote.
The board.
The mediocre, excuse me, the mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, the great teacher inspires. William Arthur Ward. Thank you.
All right.